Ghanaian culture, when you have a baby, you're not allowed to see anyone for 7 days. Like heaven, you're supposed to just stay. And you know, they believe that the soul doesn't fully come into the baby until 7 days after birth, and then you give the child a name. On the 7th day, you have a naming ceremony.
Listen, South Africans, Ghanaians, Kenyans, Cameroonians, Namibians, Botswanans, or however you put it, Botswana people, Swahili people, wherever in Africa, let me tell you, I've stated this before and I'm going to say it again. It is hard being a Nigerian.
So guys, we are back with another interesting, juicy, yes, say juicy, entertaining and captivating episode of my brother in Nigeria from another mother, Chimdi, that has something like interesting, amazing. You know, when you see Chimdi on here, you know he's about to break the table. He's about to see just the way it is, raw and undiluted. Exactly. This will be Chimdi reacting to some special characteristics, culture, behavior of Ghanaians as well as his own country, Nigeria. Exactly. He's definitely going to tell us something amazing and interesting, and as well other people's reaction based on how Ghanaians hold the culture of childbirth, like during childbirth, how they practice, like from the day one of birth till after 7 days. We're going to hear these video clips exactly, and at the end of the day I will come back and react further.
Listen, South Africans, Ghanaians, Kenyans, Cameroonians, Namibians, Botswanans, or however you put it, Botswana people, Swahili people, wherever in Africa, let me tell you, I've stated this before and I'm going to say it again. It is hard being a Nigerian. It is hard. It is frustrating being a Nigerian. The people that will tell you, I am proud to be a Nigerian, are the ones that are the most frustrated to be Nigerians. Quote me anywhere. The people that will tell you, I am proud to be a Nigerian, are the ones that are most frustrated being Nigerians. What am I trying to say in essence? Anytime you people think as an individual in some of these African countries I've talked about, anytime your head starts thinking about corruption, anytime your head starts thinking about doing the wrong thing that would affect your society, anytime your head starts thinking about selfish benefits or self-indulgence, self-aggrandization at the expense of your society, remember Nigeria. Remember Nigeria. Remember the frustrations that we go through as Nigerians. Remember the bad reputation that we have owing to the fact that we're Nigerians. Remember the fact that we as Nigerians are running helter-skelter to so many countries like flocks without a leader. We are running from one country to another, from this place to another place right now, seeking for succor, seeking for greener pasture. That is the biggest cause that can ever happen to any society in this life. So I must tell you this: if you are from any other African country and your mind is beginning to tell you, let me get this one at the expense of my society, I don't care, let me think about me, instead of thinking about the society collectively, remember Nigeria, and remember what the interest of one man, the selfish interest of one man can do to a society. Remember that selfish interests can fester on people like diseases, such that with time everyone in that society begins to act with selfishness, hence destroying that society. Remember Nigeria. It is not easy being Nigerian right now. It has never been easy, it will never be easy. So once you think of corruption in your own stead, remember Nigeria and run away from it. Thank you very, very much. I want to establish a submission. First of all, let me start by thanking Ghanaians and South Africans that come to my inbox and we talk, and then they get on my WhatsApp and we talk. I want to thank you so much because I learn a lot from you people. Like, you people don't know what you do for me. I learn a lot from you people, and this mentality, there is this atmosphere that occurs in my mind. I'm a man that works with the mind. In my mind, whenever I talk with you people, let me establish this summit, and I hope Nigerians hear this, or you can share it to them so that they will see. Now listen, it is much more blessing to me in having conversations and discussions with Ghanaians and South Africans than making money in Nigeria. Let me say this and I will explain this. It is much more blessing. I consider it a blessing that I establish conversation, online conversation, only online. I hadn't even gone to South Africa, I hadn't even gone to Ghana. It is a blessing to me that I establish online conversation, that I chat and make conversations and discussions with South Africans and Ghanaians. It is much more blessing to me. I feel happy, I feel peaceful, I feel contented. There's this realm of peace that comes to me than knowing that I thrive, that I have cars, that I build houses in Nigeria. I consider discussing, having conversation, exchanging ideas with South Africans and Ghanaians than making money in Nigeria. Do you know why? I often tell my siblings who are very much abroad, I tell them something. Or more like, let me put it this way, because I used to tell them until he confirmed it. So one of my siblings actually, who is in the UK, he established something. He said, the blessing in traveling abroad that Nigerians don't even know is not you're going abroad to make money, is not you're going abroad to experience a working system. Do you understand? It's not you're going abroad to elope from the dangers of Nigeria or from the problems of Nigeria or to have a greener pasture, but in your ability to interact with people that have sense. That is the greatest blessing. The fact that you interact with white people, the fact that you interact with other people who are not Nigerians, that is the blessing. That is the blessing. That is the success. The fact that you interact with people that are not Nigerians. And my brother would always tell me, if you see the way these people think, you will know that Nigerians are sick. You will know that Nigerians have mental problems. Their case is a mental case. It's a mental problem. You know, some people really look at Nigerians and keep wondering, why would these people behave the way they behave? Bro, it is a mental case. It is, if you know criminology, if you study psychology, you know that 98% of Nigerian problem is that Nigerians have individuals who are on first stage of imbecility. A number of people will think this is profanity, but it's not. So let me repeat this. I am grateful to God every single time I interact with South Africans, every single time I interact with Ghanaians, especially some of these Ghanaians who are traveled abroad or South Africans who are abroad. They tell me a number of things. When they talk, you would understand that. You understand the happiness and the peace that emits itself in the way these people actually reason. I used to say this. I started my first video in saying that I've never been to Ghana, but I've interacted with Ghanaians to understand that these people have no criminality. I've interacted with South Africans to understand that there is no criminality with these people. But with Nigerians, I don't need you to, as a Nigerian, I don't need you to display a criminal activity. I don't need you to display a criminal activity. My mother is a lawyer. I don't need that. I don't even need you to look like a criminal. Just by your speaking, just by your greeting, I already know you're a criminal. That's the edge I have, knowing criminology and psychology. The way you make your interaction would simply give it away that you're a criminal. Is as easy as it gets. It is more blessing to me in having a conversation online with Ghanaians and South Africans than making money, than the salary I earn in Nigeria, than making money in Nigeria. It is more blessing. The money I make in Nigeria, whatever I earn in Nigeria, is not a blessing to me. It's not. One of the greatest blessings I had in Nigeria, which I am so thankful to my father, is that there's something. He regimented my siblings and now made us always surround ourselves with foreign movies. This was how we changed our environment. Even though we're in Nigeria, we're not all Nigerians. Simple. So I saw this very funny story on TikTok on what happened to Nigeria. So let me start by saying that Beyonce prefers Ghana to Nigeria. Now here is a quick story. So a billionaire associate took some of his colleagues to the United States of America so that they could actually run a music and a collabo with Beyonce and is it Casey Limpopo? I don't know, all those, I really don't pay so much mind to many of these, their criminal outreach or reach. So, but I overheard this because it got me really interested when I heard about Ghana. And this will teach us something, but let me make this quick to expose the teaching this comes with, or this brings. So what really happened is that after they had done that, they needed a concert with Beyonce in Nigeria, blah, 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 blah. So afterward, they went back to Nigeria and started, slept in the studio trying to make music and made a space for Beyonce, almighty Beyonce, to come to Nigeria. And suddenly, a message came to them from Jay-Z or Beyonce or Jay-Z's brother, whichever, telling them that they can make an alternative, or give them an alternative of Trey songs and not Beyonce. Why? Because Beyonce said she would not sleep in Nigeria, that she would sleep in Ghana. Now, there are so many things after this, but let me stop here. Beyonce said she would not sleep in Nigeria, that she would sleep in Ghana. Do you know what that means? I know we know what that. Do you know what that means? You know what that means? Now, this is beginning to show us that, you see, money is not the value. I'm pretty sure a great number of us heard the part where I said this guy is a billionaire. There are so many billionaires in Nigeria, but the truth is that no matter how rich Nigerians are, reasonable people would not want to make acquaintance with Nigerians. Nigerians don't attract reasonable people. Nigerians don't attract elite minds. Nigerians don't attract wise people. Nigerians only attract people that want to eat their money and then destroy them. It's shameful. That's the problem. So we ought to start making these changes, or we'll be destroyed by it. That's one of the things you have to understand. It's very simple. Funny story, I'm telling you. Funny story.
Ghanaian culture, when you have a baby, you're not allowed to see anyone for 7 days. Like heaven, you're supposed to just stay. And you know, they believe that the soul doesn't fully come into the baby until 7 days after birth, and then you give the child a name. On the 7th day, you have a naming ceremony, but you can't call the child by a name until then. It's still kind of like inhabiting its place on earth, and you are still recovering. But this understanding that there's like a physical element of exhaustion and rest that's needed, but there's also a spiritual element of, you know, the precious nature of that time, the kind of intimacy of bonding with this new person and bringing them to earth and protecting them from the craziness of our world. And like all of these different traditions they're so practical. They serve a really practical purpose at like protecting a woman who's just been through a massive physical and emotional deal and giving a baby time to just settle and have some peace and stability. And I think about, you know, I was like on day 2, like with the bugaboo trying to like get out and see people and show off the baby, and then trying to make sure that the house was immaculate, and it's complete madness.
For those of you now who they laugh Nigerian money, say Nigerian money is zero, don't do plenty zero. This video is for you. You see this money? Now 200 cedis, this Ghanaian cedis. This 200 cedis is so for Nigerian money now 20. K be that. 40K, 60K, 80K, now 100K. Now you see I 1 million naira they see like this. See, I see tiny. If you pocket 3 million waka, pocket 5 million waka, nobody go see pocket the money. Because I see pocket and so the money will be. As a pocket and so you go pocket and come out. You see the money no get with at all. If you just spend this 200 like this here, this one, mama put 2 times, the money don't disappear. Nigeria, if you mama put like this here, this 20,000, if you take a teacher for like 1 week, you see 20K for like 1 week. If you can go find your way around. But this one for Ghana here, they play, don't play. Ghana, they spend dollars psychologically, but now see this video. The country is expensive, but guess what? We love one like that. Because they give us the resources to earn the money. See this light with this electricity. And a major factor. The peace, a major factor. The people come be beautiful people. They be, oh my God. I love Ghanaians, so I'm not gonna lie for you. I love Nigerians, so me, I be typical Nigerian boy. But I love Ghanaians. Ghanaians, I don't get wahala, no stress. You come Ghana, you never see any old person. Everybody young. Guess what? Because no stress for the country. You see Ghana.
See, one thing about this culture of childbirth and naming after 7 days, it differs because we as Africans, most of us, even Nigerians, practice that. Well, I think recently it's changing because a lot of people are traveling and they're, you know, copying the Western lifestyle. Like you saw the ladies, they were like, what? That's crazy. That's madness. It's not madness. In Africa here, we hold our culture very dear. Like a woman puts to bed, she has to be sacred. The baby have to be sacred until after 7 days. Then yes, the baby can, you know, be named and assume that yes, the baby is ready for life and the mother is back to the world. Exactly. It's one culture that I think as Ghanaians and Nigerians, most African countries, somehow we do practice this. So let me know, what is it for your country? Is it same? If you are a non-Ghanaian or Nigerian, whatever, let me know as well. And as well, what do you think about Chimdi's postulations, objectives, and opinion? Let's talk in the comments, because I know a lot of you have a lot to say about this young man. He's changing the narrative. He's exposing the lies and telling the truth and stating facts and figures just the way it's supposed to be. And that's why I respect and I appreciate his effort, because through what he is doing, a lot of Nigerians are beginning to sit up. They are beginning to understand that yes, as Nigerians, there are so many things that we are doing wrongly and we have been blindfolded and brainwashed with, that even makes us quite different from, a lot of African, West African countries not doing well, especially. Yes, that's why most of us are behind. The way we think, our mindset, our behavior, our character is what is really limiting us. Exactly. And for him educating and exposing all these things tells a whole lot that yes, he's changing the narrative, and that's what I think. So what do you think at this point? Let me know, whomever you are watching, whether a Ghanaian or non-Ghanaian. Leave your thoughts, your comments, your opinion, your input whatsoever in the comment section, and let's have this conversation rolling. Exactly. And keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed. But at this point, Charlie, where are you going to? Have you liked? Hit on the like button, share, subscribe. Don't make this space your last. I promise you can't get it as a dull moment on here on the stable of vibes upon vibes with Chivik. Exactly. If I say it, you say what? Baddest. It's been a while, darling. And keeping it real, happy, safe, and blessed. As I wish you a blessed, a happy, a successful, a fruitful, and a productive day out there wherever you are watching on the stable of Vibe with Chivik. Until then, ciao.